morning, good morning, good morning. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday. We are midway through the week. And time to me, sometimes it feel like it's going real slow. And sometimes it feel like it's going real fast. Like, I guess I went to bed early last night. I kept waking up every hour. Well, started at 1 o'clock, and then I was like, "It's time to get up." And I look, it's only 2 o'clock, and then I'll wake up again. It's only 2:30, and those are the times when it feels like it's real slow. But the week is going by pretty quick. So we are still in Preptober. Yes, and we got a couple of more days this week. I am working on a time change. I will still have my early morning hours, but I want to bring in another time. And that's really for me to practice writing more than one time a day. I have a free schedule in November, except for Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving probably will be okay because no one's coming over. It's just going to be me and the girls, and my husband may be working or he may be home, not sure. So, this will be the first Thanksgiving where we don't have any company. Actually, it's the second because last year my father in law passed on Thanksgiving Day, if I'm not mistaken. So that was the first time in 28 years we hadn't had any company for Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's a long time. So I'm still gonna cook, and me and the girls gonna enjoy. And I might just bring Thanksgiving here online because Nano will still be going on. So yeah. So yesterday I was finishing up step 6 of the Snowflake Method. And that's when you write your 4-page long synopsis summary. That is for your eyes only, no one else's eyes. It's not what you submit to an agent or a publisher. And it just gives you an overview of your whole story. And when I completed that, oh my gosh, I was so happy because I had new ideas. I mean, it was just amazing. So, yeah, I do recommend you to do step 6 of the Snowflake Method if you're following that form of outline that I highlighted last month. Um, Step 4 and step 6 go together. Step 4 is when your one paragraph synopsis, and you just expand from that one. And I had so many new ideas on my story. I was just, oh gosh, my phone want to record everything I say. Everything was just perfect. The ending, all the elements I wanted to add was there. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm just too excited. So today I move on to step 7 is when I write my character Bible for my secondary characters. Now, when I was doing step 6 yesterday, when I finished it up, I realized those 13 characters may not have a home. Not all of them. When I wrote my 5 primary characters, the 5 characters that moves my story forward, the main characters, I can just use them, but I'm not. I'm gonna see which character stays and which character goes today by doing my character Bible. I'm going to make my own character sketch sheet in order to do this. And one of the main elements I add is birthdays. All my characters have birthdays and zodiac, a zodiac sign, and because I believe in the traits of your zodiac, so I'm gonna use that. So once I get it all compiled together, I will drop a link for you to download from Google Forms. You can use it and you can alter it however you want, but it will be there. It's going to be extremely extensive, and you can use it for your future books, for all your characters. And from my understanding, the Bible, character Bible, is something you want to keep, especially when you're writing a series. That way, you don't forget those little details of your character from one book to the next. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited about this. Oh, so the other day I went to the bookstore And I was able to develop Bay's psychic ability even more so. So I wanted to. First, she was gonna be this character that knew her cards really well, but she don't. And I realized, well, maybe me and her can learn together. It's been over 10 years since she first had her experience with tarot cards and her psychic ability. She really didn't want to believe in that, so she just brushed it aside. But now she needs it in order to find out who murdered Getty. So I went out and I bought me a new deck of tarot cards. I was at the bookstore, not that I was looking for any, but when I saw this, it said Affirmators Tarot. It said a magical guidance for from the universe to help you help yourself without the self without the self happiness. That's crazy. But it called to me. I was so drawn to it, and I kept looking. I said, "Nah, I don't need another deck because I need to learn the one I have." But yes, I felt it. I got it, and I love it. It's a beautiful deck, and it comes in a nice box, and also comes with a little guide, which is so humorous and informative at the same time. I like anything that's gonna make me laugh. And the cards are really beautiful. They big though. They're really big. So I've been studying my cards each day, like Bay she has to do in order for her to help figure out what's going on. And I was able to connect the final piece of the puzzle with her cards to the story. So it all fits. Whether I know how to read cards or not, it fits perfectly. I am so proud of what I did yesterday. That is such a wonderful accomplishment. So imagine how you will feel once you get your story completely written. Honestly, you're going to have proud moments throughout your whole writing process. When you get that first draft written, before you go back and look over it, you're going to be so proud of yourself. Just the fact that you was able to write a story in 30 days, 50,000 words and plus, That's how I was. And it's just a great feeling. So yeah. Um, so I'm gonna continue to study that. I'm following this lady on YouTube, Carol Brown. You may have heard of her. And she does Tarot Tuesdays, and she's really good. She breaks it down. She talks really fast, but it's in a way that you understand. It's almost like you're on the same level. You can understand exactly what she's talking about, and she gets through it quick. She don't drag it on. I don't like to be dragged on things. I want to come on, come on, come on. So that's how she is, and I really like her. I looked at a lot of other tarot readers online and try to get some other information that I need, but I gravitate right back to her. So yeah, that's where we going. I hadn't told anyone I got me some tarot cards, because my mom and them, they don't believe in all that kind of stuff. Even though I'm writing it for fiction, they like the Ain't Ivies in my story. So it's going to be intriguing when they start reading it. So hopefully they can read it with an open mind and a receptive heart and realize, hey, this is fiction. But some things are really going to stand out and probably touch them in the real world. Um, Also, I did research on human trafficking and sex trafficking. And since my husband, he's driving trucks now, I came across this article and some more research about truck stop trafficking. And what they do is they use these young girls. Well, they get these girls in sex trafficking and manipulate them, they abuse them. And when a trucker stops at a truck stop throughout the United States, some of them want sex instead of getting a prostitute or whatever. So this is a highly organized crime that's going on, and that's exactly what it is. It's a crime, and they have some kind of code. They use their CBs to pass on code, letting them know, hey, I'm here at this particular truck stop. They don't use that kind of terminology, but it's a code where they can break it down, and I'm looking for a pretty young thing, for tonight or whatever. and they exchange this information over the CB, and they make arrangements. So they put up some kind of sign up in the window to let the young lady know that, hey, this is the right truck. And they knock on the truck, and then, the sex and the money and all that other good stuff is exchanged. So this is going on in the United States. And I was telling my husband about it, and he said, no, that ain't happening. I said, yes, it is. It's happening. And the reason why they trying to make more people aware, because they don't believe it's happening. You go to these truck stop every night and you don't see any unusual activities. And I remember one time he told me he saw, he thought this, well, it could have been, this man meeting his wife or his girlfriend. But who knows? She could have been a victim, in sex trafficking. And he get all, cheesy, because he said, oh, look at him. He brought his girlfriend to meet him. Or he brought his wife, because he sort of really want me to ride on the road with him. And my deal is, if you don't have a toilet in your truck, I'm sorry. We have to have a toilet. So that could have been a situation, we don't know. And the deal is, I want to make this aware. I want to bring real life situations in my story just to make you aware. So it's like a lot of reality twists with fiction at the same time. But truck stop trafficking is real. So that's a part of my story. And I like how that ended. So enough of the talking. We're going to start on, I'm going to start writing my character Bible. So whatever you're working on, I wish you much success, and let's utilize this time to get our things done. Let's start with a 10-minute warm-up. Okay, that completes our 10-minute warm up, and we're going to go into a 30-minute writing session. And what I'm doing is I'm writing everything down what I want to include in my character Bible so I can compose it up in Google Docs and share it. So let's start with 30 minutes. Okay. So I was working on personality types for my characters, and I am basing mine on the astrology, their birth signs. And so I wrote down my character names, who I was going to, who I'm going to get assigned birthdays to. And I still have like 13 characters, even though one dies off. But Olive, he's a base cousin, and he's a Scorpio because he is cool and confident, and he takes on big projects and enterprises. And he's that entrepreneur in town, so that fits him perfectly. And Aunt Ivy, she is definitely a Leo. Initially, I thought she would be a Sagittarius because to me, Sagittarius think they know it all and everything has to be in black and white. There's no in between with them. But that's not Aunt Ivy. She is definitely a Leo. She's a born leader and she will tell you whatever's on her mind. She do not hold back. Let's see who else I have. Raymond, which is the sheriff, Bay's daddy. He's a Capricorn, and he fits this description perfectly. He's a practical, intellectual leader. Everything has to be in a certain order, or he maintains order. He is very stable, and he persevere when he fail. You will never know that he's affected by failure, because he won't let that show. But deep down inside, he dwells on negativity and his conflicts and his failure. So that fits him perfectly. Rhonda, I thought I was gonna get rid of Rhonda, but think about Rhonda. She does have a place in the story. It's not a big role, but yeah, she does has a place, and she's someone that Bay can confine in. Everybody can confine in Bay, but she always felt like there was no one for her, truly for her to confine in. It was Getty when she was younger, but Getty is gone. So Rhonda sort of took over that role. And Rhonda is a Libra. And I thought about my grandmother. My grandmother was a Libra. So Rhonda is going to be honored with my grandmother's birthday, October the 18th, and they require balance and harmony. They very peaceful people. They very active. I remember my grandmother was so active. She was never at home. She was always on the go. And when I look back into my story, I didn't realize the two were similar. But Rhonda is constantly busy, always doing something. And she's just a sweetheart. Now, if you mistreat her, she sort of resort into herself. She revert into herself. So she will be shy. Never saw the shyness of my grandmother, but I'm sure she had it there. So I'm keeping Rhonda because she is my grandma. She represents my grandmother. So I'm honoring my grandmother that way. So I've got those figured out. And then that's Chewy, that's Detective Styles, and Shepard Malone. He comes in at the end of the story. He is the big detective from the big city that's working already on a crime. So he comes in. And then Chester, of course, we have to have him. That's that love interest with Aunt Ivy now. So we're going to do a 20-minute writing session. And let's get writing. Okay, now we're gonna go into a 7 minute wrap up. But what I did is I created a Pinterest board for characters, personality types, and I shared a link for you in the chat, and you may want to check it out. It's my Pinterest board at pinterest.com/Tish Bouvier, where I have a character board where I'm still working on it, but I just created a character personality board that you can look at some of the methods that you can use to help you develop the personality traits of your character. And I'm using the zodiac sign. So, anyway, let's go on with our 7 minute wrap up and let's write. Let's finish up these projects. Okay, that completes our writing session for today. So yeah, I shared my link with you on my Pinterest board, characters, personality types, and let's see who I didn't finish. So Ida Mae Brown, she's a red herring, or she may be the murderer. I don't know. I do know. Let me stop that. She's an Aquarius, and she has an unusual methods to achieve her goal. So that fit her perfectly for as an Aquarius. Getty, she was a Virgo, and Virgo has a they are natural charmers, and they will have you telling you your life story. So she knew everybody's secrets, so that fits her perfectly. Her daughter is a Libra. She's just like Rhonda, very caring and shy if mistreated. Let's see who else. Oh, Mayor Sloan. So I forgot. I think his name was Coben, but I think I like Sloan better. So he's an Aries. They are natural born leaders. They overachievers, and they jump feet first before getting the facts. So yeah, he his role in my story fits his birth sign really well. And Chewy, I really like Chewy. Chewy is a Cancer. He's always your loyal friend. And who else did I? Then Detective Style, well, Deputy Styles. He's a Taurus. And Shepard Malone, he's the outside detective. I think I told you. He is going to be my Virgo. He's another Virgo. Who else am I missing? So I think that's it for my characters. And I said I had 13, but Getty is dead, so that's 12. And Everett, I didn't give him a birth sign, but he's dead. So he never shows up. It's just his name is mentioned. So that's 11 characters. And I want to keep these characters. They make up the town. I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of them, but it won't be confusing as a reader because you will like them. They will become familiar. You will feel they are your neighbors. So, yeah, I'm really happy with that. And I really enjoyed today. I want you to be sure to like, subscribe, and click that reminder button. I will be back tomorrow, same time. Until then, enjoy your Wednesday and happy writing.